that this makes perfect sense, okay? If you were to see like events here and here and here and here, we knew that probably something was wrong, and then some zeros were getting ones and ones were getting zeros, and it wasn't making any sense. But by seeing this, it makes perfect sense, which is a way of validating, we're actually sniffing things properly, okay? So now that we know how TMC works and what TMC does, we wanted to not only to be able to get messages and decode messages, but we also wanted to be able to inject messages, okay? And use that for, showing that, raise awareness about the fact that there is a security problem about it, and then, we should do something about it. So, as I mentioned to you, we did this for fun, also because we wanted to show a real problem, and also because we think it's good for getting GERS, which is, a motivation for us. So what we have here, we have a very, very cheesy movie for actually proving our point, because we thought, we showed to you lots of, technical details. Maybe, it's early in the morning, you wake up at 8:50 for seeing, the keynote presentations, or maybe you're bored, okay? And so after all these zeros and one. So we want to warm you up and show you our very, very cheesy movie to prove our point. So do you want to see the cheesy movie? Okay, good, right on.
Okay, darling. Let's go home.
Okay, sweetheart.
I love my new toy.
I know. You love it more than me.
The fuck are we?
Look how good is a navigator now, huh?
Who the hell are you? I'm the evil hacker, and with my portable device, I injected RDS CNC messages onto your navigator. So now, you are in my power. You are useless. Yeah. My navigator. I'm the evil hacker, and I have all this knowledge because I follow
Hacking the bot.
the best conference in the world.
Yes, you're the real man.
Can you feel my power?
Yes.
Love me.
So it works. So that was for proving our point, because lots of presentations are boring, and if we can show that you can get GERS with that, then everyone will fall for it, okay? Also, I have to redub it because we will use this for other conferences. I always say the best conference in the world. Okay, so that was for proving our point. This is a warning. Your experience may differ. So we do not guarantee that you can build a circuit and something like that happens, okay? Disclaimer. Okay, so what we want to do. So we use a commercially available RDS encoder, 40 bucks. But it's very reasonable to build your own, okay? So this is for sending things, no longer receiving. So what happens is that this encoder uses something called I2C, for communicating with the chipset, which is a very, very easy protocol to use, okay? And so we built our own custom application for talking to it, even if the manufacturer is giving you a console for it. We just use our own so that we can play with the timing and do whatever you want. And so what we do, we set all parameters, PI code, PTI, whatever we want, and then with the remaining data, we set what we want, and we see what happens, okay? And the checkboard is automatically being computed by the chipset, okay? And you can download the code for that over here, okay? So it's a crude code, so what you have to do for sending messages, you edit the source code, you put hexadecimal in here, and then you can inject, so it's not very user-friendly, but whatever, you'll manage it. So what we do here, so first we set the name of the station, and then these are the custom rules, okay? So this is hexadecimal. Here we translate it, so this is 85, this is binary, and And as you can see, this is the first four are the group. This is B0, TP, PTY, DF, DP, and so on. For instance, here we have the event, which is 108 here, which is queuing traffic. And here we have the location, which is 1391, which is whatever, depending on your location table, okay? So what you just need a calculator, so for converting hexadecimal to binary and so on, but then you do fine. As long as you understand how the protocol is working, okay, then you can craft whatever message you want. And you can test it against your navigation system, and you can see if the navigation system is going to pick it up or not, okay? So what happens here, for doing the real injection part, okay, so you want to talk about this?
So, with our custom ESCOC application, we are able to inject in the EEPROM memory of the RDS encoder our custom packets, our custom RDS TMC packets. The RDS encoder output is connected as MPX input in the FM transmitter. And finally, okay, the transmitting antenna. There is nothing to say in particular about the FM transmitter. It's a normal one. It's a normal FM transmitter. The only important thing is that you have to pay attention about the stability of the circuit, because since we are transmitting a data stream that's a subcarrier of a certain frequency, it's important that the FM transmitter must be absolutely stable. And to do that, we need to insert in our FM transmitter and PLL tuning, digital tuning circuit. We have used that integrated circuit, SAA 1057 from Philips. That's PLL integrated circuit from Philips.
Also, that way you can select whatever frequency you want, so you can change the frequency. It's just not that you're building a circuit which is locked on a specific frequency. You can just change it, and then you can do it. Okay? And the important thing, you don't want your zeros that are being sent to get ones or whatever. So that's why it needs to be very, very, very stable. Okay. So what we have here we have both the sniffing device and the sending device, okay? So sniffing, if you remember, we were getting from a serial port from our circuit, okay? And for sending, we use a parallel port, okay? So here we have the sniffing circuit, and this is the FN transmitter with the encoder, and they're both connected to this computer. So we send and receive at the same time, okay? So you can do it with one computer. But also, if you want to do it on the long term, you just don't need the sniffing part. So what you can also do, you can build a very, very tiny device, this big, with a small FN transmitter, okay, which only sends whatever you want, and you can actually program it either by talking on a parallel port, or if you're really, good with the hardware, you can just put pins on the board, so you can select the zeros and one, and then select whatever you want. Okay, so you can have your own programmable injector or whatever. So this is the encoder which you can buy, and this is our FN transmitter, okay, which is big because we don't know how to miniaturize circuits. That's something that companies do, but it could be very, very small. Okay. So transmitting FM. So we can tune to arbitrary frequency, and also very important matter about distance cover. So here we're just inputting like 1 watt.
Yeah, 1 watt.
So with 1 watt of energy, you put your antenna like 10 meters, you can cover 1 or 2 miles very easily. Okay, it's only a matter of power. You can boost whatever power you want, and you can reach very, very long distances. Okay, it's not unreasonable to do. AM radio people, they do that all the time. Okay, so if you really want hijack an FM radio station, you can do that easily. But also you have to think about something. You might not want to affect all cars at once. Okay, you might not want your attack to affect a bunch of people. You just want to affect one car. So you can do 2 things. You can always hide somewhere, where the car is going to pass by, and then you can do your attack. Or you can build a very, very small device, and you can hide it in the trunk of the car. And no one is going to, realize what's going on. And also you will save from, local authorities, because they won't be able to detect your attack, because it will be only local, just with 1 meter radius, which is good enough to affect that same car navigation system and FM radio, but not So this is the transmission test. As you can see, he was outside with antenna here. So the sterilizer antenna, resistance is futile. So you cannot have kids anymore. I'm sorry about that. Well, I was inside the car, safely protected, because I needed to test how the navigation system was behaving, okay? So, sorry for that. So, video clip time. So, let us show you how, what happens when we hijack an existing channel. So, this is a video of us tuning on different frequencies. And then at some point, we'll reach the frequencies we hijack, and then we move away from it. So you will hear some, static and radio station going on, and then at some point you will reach the station which is being obscured. Okay. So we're getting close to our station, which is 102.5, and you cannot hear anything. And this is like a major broadcaster in Italy. Okay, it's a very, very big broadcasting station. And we were testing this on Sunday. Oh, no, actually it was Saturday, and a soccer match was on. So now, if you know anything about Italy, just don't obscure soccer matches to people, okay? So we've been very, very brave by doing that on Sunday. So, okay, so when injecting, so we can see we can send, our messages and whatever, but very important thing to do is having your satellite navigation system locking on your station. Okay, locking on whatever messages you're sending. Okay, so there are two ways for doing it. Okay, so this is a navigation system. You can see this is a TMC icon. It's red if you're not getting anything, and it's green if you're getting something. Okay, so what happens here? So you can do two things. You can hijack an existing channel like we did. Okay, so you get stations that they are broadcasting TMC, and you can actually Google for that. So you are able to know which station are broadcasting TMC. Okay. So what happens is the satellite navigation system has two FM tuners. One is being used for covering the whole spectrum and scanning if those 3A packets are mentioned are being sent. Okay, so let's go here for 5 seconds. There's nothing. Here for 5 seconds. There's nothing, and so on, so on. Here, oh, I got a 3A. That's a TMC channel. Okay, let's save that information. Okay, let's go on. Let's go on. Let's go on. Oh, there's TMC here too. Let's go on. Let's go on. And then the other tuner locks for a longer time, like 20 or 30 seconds, on those frequencies that are, being scanned by the other tuner. Okay, I know there's TMC there, so I wait there 30 seconds, I get all the messages, and then I move on to the others. Okay, so what you can do if you know there's a radio station which is broadcasting TMC, you hijack that frequency because your navigation system are likely to have that frequency already cached into the other tuner. Then you block your station, you send your things, and the station is going, and the satellite navigation is going to get those. Okay, so the advantage of this is that you don't have to bother sending 3A packets and faking an entire station. Okay, and that you can also hide normal messages from your navigation system. Okay, the disadvantage of that is that it's very, very pervasive. Okay, because the main broadcaster is not there anymore. It's you. Okay, and so authorities might be able to find that out. So the other thing you can do is that you can fake a completely new station, because the problem here is that there's no authentication whatsoever. It's not that there's a list of trusted station, whatever. The navigation system is going to get whatever you're sending to it. Okay. So what you can do, you can find any news frequency where there's nothing on, okay, and then you send 3A groups continuously and plus your data message, okay, and your navigation system is going to lock on that, say you as a legit station, and then you're done. Okay. This takes more time now. Okay. So you need to follow your target, okay? Instead with hijacking, you can just sit on a tunnel, okay, where you know they're not getting other frequencies, and then you can send your messages. All the cars are passing by, and they get your message, okay, on an hijack station, okay? And since you're in a tunnel, and you're only covering the tunnel, you're not broadcasting elsewhere, so it's kind of safe. Also, keep in mind that the default time for every message, if no longer time is specified, is like 15 minutes. So if you're sending a message and then the car is going away, it's going to retain that message for at least 15 minutes. If you specify a very long time in your message, which you can do since you're crafting the message, you could stay there for like, the entire day, okay? Which is longer than, which is likely to be a longer time, compared to the actual time the car is being tuned on, okay? So these are the two ways for doing it. You can also be stealthy when hijacking an existing channel, because what you can do, instead of just, obscuring the channel, since, as I mentioned to you, every radio station